to kind of get out there and hit some people again?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm definitely chomping at the bit. I mean, like we were just talking, I haven't tackled somebody since September. So, I mean, I've been out here flying around, and I'm definitely having fun back out here with my guys.
Just the rehab process, how tough was it just to sit out that long and not play football?
It was very tough. This was like the first big injury I ever had in my career. So it was definitely something different for me, but I knew I had to be a leader and kind of be there for my guys. So I attacked the rehab as hard as I ever did. Anything in my life. I mean, I was in there 2 days, working my butt off to be back to where I am now.
And was there any, when you get out here the first time and you're going full go, is there any limitations, well, I need to test the knee first, or has it been nothing holding you back?
It was nothing holding me back. I mean, I put in a lot of work in rehab, cutting and squatting and playing off my knee, so it was no hesitation, nothing. It was just full go. I trusted it, and I'm just back out here making plays again.
Okay, and I know you've played strong and free in the past. Are you working at both? Is there one you're trying to focus on this fall camp?
Mostly this fall camp, I've been working a lot of strong, but I've been playing both.
Okay.
We've been rotating, playing strong, free, a little bit of nickel today, so we've been getting a lot of space.
Is that nickel? I know you played that back in 2021. Is that something that Coach White maybe sees you at full time here, or not full time, but playing a lot this season?
I haven't repped it too much this fall camp. I repped it a little bit today, but I mean, Coach White, you got to be ready to play any position because you never know what can happen. And I feel like my knowledge at all those positions is good, so wherever they need me, I'll be fine to go.
What's it like being in a safety room where you've got 3 really quality guys with you, Jordan, and Zion?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, we feed off of each other. Every day we go out there and compete against each other, and it's all healthy competition. We all want to see each other win, so we go out there and just make plays. And if Zion makes a play, it's going to hype me and Jay Love up, and same with everybody else.
Okay. Thank you. Linebacker. Is there any difference in what they asked you to do at Northern Illinois and what you're doing here at Kentucky, whether physicality, position-wise, or?
So, yeah, I am playing a different position.
Yeah.
At NIU, I play Will. Here, I play Mike.
Okay.
So that's probably the biggest difference. But other than that, I feel like inside linebacker is a pretty universal position, So, a lot of my keys are the same. There's a lot of things that I can carry over from my time at Northern that helped me out a lot here. So.
Okay.
Everybody good? What's your coverage skills like?
I think I'm pretty good in coverage, but I hate to brag on myself. I'd rather just show you on Saturdays.
Yeah. You get a pretty good test in that regard because you got Devin who transferred in here, and then there's some guys out in the backfield that can really catch it, tight ends. What's that like every day facing those guys?
Oh man, it's good. It's competitive. That was a big thing for me. It's competition. So I'm enjoying all the competition that I'm getting from the backs, from the tight ends, from slots. If I ever have to, take a slot vertical or anything like that. So it's just been a really good time competing with everybody on that offense.
Isaiah Cummings creates mismatches, and supposedly he said he burnt somebody bad Saturday and they sent him out with the DB.
Yeah, so Isaiah, he's a little tricky because he's not just your normal tight end. He's good at blocking, but he's also quick enough to beat most DBs.
Right.
So having that matchup, I feel like prepares me a lot for not only tight ends here, but tight ends that I'm going to face week in and week out.
Right. When you were getting recruited out of high school, were there schools that maybe liked you at safety because of your size and coverage ability, or was it linebacker all the way when you were getting recruited?
So I played linebacker in high school, so I've always felt comfortable in the box. I've always wanted to play in the box, but there were a few schools that did want to transition my position, but it just wasn't something that I was really looking forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you were getting recruited, how big was it to have Marcus Cox here?
It was a pretty important piece. I would say it was an important piece in the fact that Marcus is somebody that I have a lot of respect for as not only a football player but as a person. Marcus is 4 years older than me. So Marcus was my host on my official visit when I was in high school.
Okay.
And, we built a great relationship while we were at NIU, and then him coming here and, when I got the opportunity to come here, him getting in my ear, everything that they have given, or not given me, but everything that they have said to me has come true as long as, I uphold my end too. So, getting that opportunity to, hear Marcus' side of everything, it did play a lot because it speaks to the character of the guys that run the program.
Now that you've been through the process of the transfer portal, if a guy came to you next year and was like, asked for some advice, what would you say about going through that process? What do you need to look for when you're in that?
In what aspect?
Just being recruited. Like, what are you looking for as a player? To what are you looking for to find?
Yeah, I feel like it's different for everybody. For me, my biggest thing was, you know, I had a really good career at NIU, but I don't feel like I touched my ceiling at all.
Okay.
So my biggest thing was to get developed to that next level. You know, a big thing for me was the resources that I had at Northern. You know, I love Northern. I love the time I spent there, but, you know, the resources that I had there compared to other places aren't going to be the same. So, you know, weight, you know, I needed to put weight on. I've come here and I've done that. So it just depends on what you're looking for, you know. It's different for everybody.
Is learning the whole defense part of they want to play at different positions in the front?
Yeah, I'm always going to want to play.
Okay.
I want to do whatever I can to help the team. So if I got to play nose, if someone's out, then I'll play. If I got to play field in, I'll play. If I got to stay the boundary because everyone's good, that's great, you know.
And if you notice a difference from the offense from this year to last year, I know Brad said they're stretching you all vertical a little bit more.
Yeah, there's more of a camaraderie, I will say. You know, everyone's brothers. You know, the receivers more tight. The O-linemen are like brothers. Like, it's a sense of togetherness.
What have you seen from the O-line so far?
I've seen a lot. You know, I can see that they've been working. You know, working on their double teams. But I can see they've been really in the lab. They've been trying to work on their pass sets, just learning the verbiage and learning how to play together.
There's a lot of attention on that nose guard position next year. What are you seeing from those guys competing?
They're all competing, and I love that. You know, we're not really deep as a whole D-line, but we're deep at nose. We got Jamarius Dinkins, Josiah Hayes, and we just got Big Keyshawn. So everyone's working, everyone's competing, everyone wants to be that one nose, you know. And I feel like as long as they're still competing, they're going to make everybody else want to compete.
What did it mean to you to have JJ back this year?
It means a lot, you know. He's a great leader. He's like my big brother, you know. Whenever I need something, I talk to him, you know, we laugh, we cry together. So just having him around, it just brings the morale up always.
Thanks, Dion.
Thanks, Dion.
Thing for those guys, and obviously then, you know, you can take some stuff off, you know, knees colliding and all that kind of stuff, and get knee pads in. But this day and age, there's not a ton. You want them to play fast and physical, but you want them to play smart, whether you're in the shells, you know, just up the door.
What have you seen from Alex Safari from year one? He was a guy that got a lot of attention last year, obviously, played freshman.
There's a confidence boost because there's a comfort level. He understands what he needs to get done. You know, it's not. I saw a headline the other day of Christian McCaffrey saying it's nice I'm not learning the playbook, you know, I'm trying to master or something to that extent. And I think that's kind of where he is. It's not, hey, I'm trying to learn what you guys are going to have me do. I understand. Now let me get really good at it and honed in. And so I think there's a comfort and a confidence. And again, it's still not perfect, but everybody's going to make mistakes. He's obviously one of the side.
How do you feel about your depth of inside linebacker?
Yeah, you know, that's something that's still sort of in the process. I've been proud of the way those second and third level guys have stepped up and practiced, and they understand the urgency, you know, in which that they're going to have to play meaningful snaps, you know, and in what role that is specifically, everybody's going to be a little bit different. But I think we're moving in the right direction. We're not there, but we're definitely moving in the right direction.
Brad, staying in that room, what are the steps for Trevin to take that you're trying to look for in his improvement? He's obviously had success already, but there's always room to get better.
Yeah, you know, the thing with Trevin, and he'd be the first one to admit it, is like it's about playing the linebacker position, not just being a great athlete, you know, sort of running around. He's really started to hone his eyes. Now it's like the nitty-gritty details. I've been pleased with his hand use, you know, taking on blockers. He's been more physical, which you need to be in sort of our defense. His understanding of our defense, when I talk to him about scheme, you know, big picture, he can visualize. So that's a big thing when you've got that ability. To not have to see it on the whiteboard. I can just describe something that's happening and then he can autocorrect from there. So those are the things that you need him to improve upon, and he would say it's just that linebacker position, and I think you saw it through spring, and you really see it here in fall camp. Similar to that question about like there's a comfortability right now to how he's playing the game, which allows him to play fast. Which when Trevin's playing fast, it's a different level of speed.
The outside backers, in particular, Filbury. Talk about him. Filbury.
Yeah. Again, kind of like the inside linebackers, you know, where you've got a first group that has, you know, experience obviously in JJ, and then you know, Keaton out there at Sam. But you know, where it's Filbury and Noah, those guys are it's their redshirt freshman year, and they're looking to take a step. You know, not necessarily the giant step to necessarily displace JJ, right? But that's somebody that when they go in, you don't feel a massive drop off, right? And they've got a great leader in JJ. Tyrese, you know, the thing with Tyrese is he's got a ton of ability, but he needs to, you know, football is not just a physical game. We talk about it, right? There's a mental component and there's an emotional component. For him, he needs to continue to hone both of those aspects, you know, sort of that the mental, knowing exactly what to do, and then also the emotional that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be great on every snap. He wants it so bad at times, and you just have to, at times, you just got to let it go, move on, understand that there's a correction to be made. And he had a little blip early in the week, and, you know, we had a talk, and over these last two practices, you know, it's been great. He's been able to let plays go. He's been moving on, and he's playing better. You know, that's reflective in how he plays. So, it's a continue to learn process for all those guys. But, they got a really good one in front of them, JJ, to lead. And so, again, another group that the guys behind are going to have to play meaningful snaps. So,
Right. Anticipate still using Andre Phillips as the nickel some because he was so good there last year, or is he just focused on primarily corner?
Yeah, no, he's going to have to play both. He's going to play both corner and nickel. I mean, there's no guy that's playing with a lot of confidence at both positions. So that's I'm excited to see him sort of have one of those big breakouts. It's his time.
That would be, at this point, how much do you rely on your older guys to coach the younger guys to help them along, not just with setting a standard, but learning the system and knowing what they're doing there? Especially for somebody who's been in, you know, you've been in your position for a few years now, people know what to expect.
It's huge. It's huge when the older guys take charge, because when they do, it shows you that they've assumed ownership. You know, they don't just rely on the coaches to make all the corrections, because at that point they've passed on the ownership to the coaches only. I only worry about myself. When you see the older guys, and I mean, you see it at every level. That's what I love about this group. That's why I'm excited. You know, I come out every day, and I just love, they like being around each other. They encourage each other. And listen, the old guys help correct old guys. You know, old guys help correct young guys, and then they ask good quality questions of the coaching staff. So, yeah, I mean, practice would be really hard and dull if the coaches were the only ones coaching.
Speaking of old guys, Liam made the comment the other day about Leary seeing the whole field so well and utilizing so many weapons. How does that help your guys on that side of the ball? You got that experience of seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's DB's better, you know. And then when you have a quarterback, it makes the whole defense better, because you have to realize, hey, listen, we can't work independently. Like, to fool him, we have to do this all on a string. We have to work together. The pocket is going to be really important to disrupt some of the vision, and then the disguise in the back end to try to create some confusion. And that's where the great quarterbacks separate themselves. The ones that can diagnose quickly the full field, and then they know where to go with the ball. or they know which check, if they have to, check to a better play, so it makes us all. It makes me as a coach better. If you've got a young quarterback that can't operate, it's easy to call defense. Really confuse them quite a bit. It makes me work. It makes me rethink when you're trying to confuse an older guy.
How's the Maxwell Hairston progressing the second cornerback spot? And just to get that room in general.
Yeah. That room is that's a competitive room. Max has made some good plays. Continues to show up. Been pleased. I thought JQ probably had one of his best practices at camp today. Obviously, Jordan Robinson's doing a lot of good things as well. So there's a lot of competition in that room, and it's not perfect. There's some things that we still need to get cleaned up. And again, the offense is stressing us quite a bit. And we knew that would happen, and that's good. They need to feel, getting beat. They need to know what it feels like. The receivers are doing a good job of being able to push and stretch vertically on us. It's one thing we've always taken pride on is not giving up big plays, and so we've got to continue to improve there.
Hey, everybody good? All right, we got some